I know this is still theory. I think what's his name? Blue balls. Or not blue ball. Sorry, blue bomb. Matthias Blue Bomb has played the system a couple times with white. I think he's actually had this exact position after knight e2. So bishop e7, knight takes d4. Rook e8, queen f3. Sorry, chat. Sorry. Everybody's doing well on this Saturday afternoon. Of course, most of you, I think, were watching the matches on Chess 24, the match between Magnus and myself, and also the match between Ding Liren and Alireza Firouzja. I did not actually have a chance to look at the other match, but obviously, obviously, there's a lot to talk about. So we'll be looking at probably games from both matches. But first, I am going to talk about the match itself before I actually get into any of the games and stuff. So the first thing I would say in regards to the match is Magnus won the match, and he should have won the match. I have no issue with the outcome of the match. My issues specifically pertain to the organization. I think there are many things that need to be thought about and changed for the future matches and the future rounds. So there are a few things that I would say. First of all, the Armageddon game, I believe the clocks were correct that when we saw them. I think it did show 5-4 for me, so I don't think that's an issue. But having said that, did I think or try to appeal? I mean, there's no point, because honestly, it's like if the clock's at 5-4, it's fine. I mean, it is what it is. But in the position that it occurred, probably king h1, queen h5, it doesn't make a difference. Say JCR 202, 207 for the tier 1. Thank you so much for the sub. It doesn't make a difference. King h1, queen h5. I think black still is probably better. I don't think there's any way black doesn't make a draw there, at least. So that's pretty obvious. But I mean, the thing is, like, when I was thinking between king, I could make a claim to the disturbance effect. Yeah, but then I played the game. Again, it's a lose-lose situation. If I just sit there for 2.5 minutes trying to figure out if I can abort the game, which of course I can't, because you can only offer a draw or resign. If I just sit there for 2.5 minutes and lose the game, I mean, it's just a split-second decision. It doesn't really change anything, and I don't even really feel that it's correct. It's correct to replay it. I mean, we're playing the game. It's like, yeah, it is what it is. So I'm not like super upset about that. I just felt that the arbiter in the middle of the game writes, he's like, please abort the game. It's like, what do I do exactly? I mean, there isn't really much you can do. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say, thank you to Mueller for the sub with Prime. The second thing that I would say in regards to matches, I think there needs to be a little bit more transparency in regards to a coin toss. I think those of you who are watching the live stream, I don't think there was any sort of official coin toss, not coin toss. I don't think there was any official like sort of toss in terms of decide the Armageddon the color. I think it needs to be for future rounds. Thank you to LDMNT for the 6 months. I think for future rounds they definitely need to make it in. It has to be like they should just show it. They should just flip a coin in the actual broadcast where players can both see. Yeah, they said the coin toss was done off stream. Again, nothing wrong with that, but there should be more transparency there for future matches. Thank you to Brian 1985 for the 2 months. Thank you so much. The coin toss, yeah, the coin toss. Just play and start. Unfortunately, I think both chess.com and chess24 are down at the moment, so I don't think I can play, but we will do some analysis. Yeah, I mean, it's just stuff that they need to correct them for the rounds going forward. But I'm not really saying like, that, I was robbed, blah blah blah. I'm not saying that at all. It is what it is, and that's just how it goes. And that's just life. So thank you to someone else just resub. Thank you to Matthias for the tier 1. Thank you so much. Whoa, thank you to Zero Divisor KSA for the 100 gifted. Is that 100 or 90? Yeah, thank you for the 100 gifted subs. Thank you so much to Zero Divisor KSA. Thank you so much for the 100 subs. Wow, it's going to be an interesting stream for sure. But yeah, those are just little things that I think Chess24 needs to correct in the future rounds, because it's very clear to me that, well, I mean, everything was done by the book. There should be more transparency. So I think they probably need to make a few changes going forward in the rounds. Thank you to T-Gains19 for a sub with Prime. Thank you so much. Dude, why am I more pissed off than you are? Because again, I mean, look, it doesn't change the outcome of the game. I mean, I'll talk about the games themselves later, but it doesn't change the outcome, and it's just something that they could have done a better job, and I mean, I trust that they will do a better job going forward. Obviously, this is the premier event at the moment, so I think for sure. Thank you, BGH13, for the $10 tip. Game 2 is pretty great to watch. Thank you for the games today. Yeah, we'll talk about the games in a second. I'm surprised me how well you took this stuff. I mean, what's the point? Like, yeah, I can go rant, I can get really angry, but again, it is what it is. Like, you know, so yeah, you know, I mean, come on. And honestly, it's the first time. Also, the other thing I will say is it's the first time there's been a major online event like this. In this age where obviously we have cell phones, we have technology, and computers are much better than us. Thank you to SD Relentless for the tier 1. So obviously, to cut them some slack, it's just some general suggestions that I think little things that need to be changed going forward in the future matches. So that's what I would say. In regards to it, but overall, I mean, I enjoyed the match. I mean, it was a very weird match. If we talk about the match itself, I think the way I mean, if I'm going to be quite blunt about the way it was, sound is a bit off. I can see if it is. I think it should be fine. Let me see if sound is good. But as far as the match goes, I mean, I'll be. Thank you, Olympiad, for the tier 1. Thank you for gifting the tier 1. Sorry, to fan of Naka 2020. Thank you so much. Yeah, in terms of the match, thank you to Rafa Belota for the sub with Prime. I mean, I would put it as follows. 3 of the games were just slop. We both played pretty terrible chess. Game 2, I played a very nice attacking game. In Game 3, Magnus played a very nice technical end game once I failed to lock up the queen side and make the draw. So basically, I think games 2 and game 3 were relatively good. Games 1, 4, and 5 were absolute slop, though. Slop by both of us. Thank you, Kamappa, for the 5 months. Thank you so much. Thank you to Zoldors for the sub with Prime. All 3 of those games were absolutely terrible, like really, really bad by both of us. Thank you to Backhand at 13 for the tier 1 as well. So yeah, so without further ado, let me figure out how I do this. Let's see, does this work? Let's see, will this work? Let's go. Okay, this should work. Let me just change this to this should, oh wait, wrong scene, sorry, 1 second. Just gotta change this. There we go. Okay, so this should be good. Yeah, okay, so here we go. So this should be, is this game 1? Yeah, this is game 1. Okay, so we'll start with game 1. I'll leave the analysis on for now just so you guys can see it. Thank you to Jake Loans for gifting 10 subs to the community. Thank you so much to Jake Loans for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Grishug was the best caster ever. Grishug is of course a very funny guy. I'll go back later and look at the commentary. So yeah. So anyway, you guys want me to flip the board? Okay, I'll flip the board. So this was game 1. This was a terrible game by me. I just forgot my prep in the opening, which I corrected in game 3. Why do they need 4 commentators talking about one chess game? You don't even see that in pro sports. Awful. Well, Dr. Aesthetic, I mean, as I said earlier, it's the first time there's been an event like this that's being done. So I mean, you have to cut everybody some slack. Everything's a little bit new. There definitely are going to be issues. So that's very clear. The best part of the commentary is when Geary said Trent isn't a real chess player. Solid. Okay, so anyway, this was game 1, the game that started off. A very, very, very bad game by me. I forgot my preparation. So yeah, let's just go. I played this line. This, of course, many people have played this. I think Levon has played this many times. Obviously, I've played it a few times. The problem here is that in this position, of course, you're supposed to go bishop a6, which I did in game 3. In game 1, I played bishop b7, and to his credit, Magnus here played rook e1, because after bishop a6, bishop c2. White gets to keep bishops on the board. Black probably is okay here, but this bishop is behind a wall of pawns, and it's kind of similar to the French defense, where the bishop is just it ends up in trouble later on in the game. So at this point, I think I was already in a little bit of trouble. Why would you forget your preparation? Well, I mean, first of all, nobody's been preparing for a while now because all of us sort of have had a long break. Even the people in the candidates haven't really played chess in, well, I think the candidates ended probably, they postponed the candidates maybe 1 month ago. So everyone's sort of trying to work themselves back into form because, again, to use an example, the very strong Indian player, Vidit Santosh Gujarati, who is like 27-15. He is also a streamer, by the way. I will add that. You should definitely check out his channel if you have a chance. He's the only other player I think now over 2,700 who is streaming. So make sure to check out Vidit's channel. I think like Chessbay can probably post in the chat what his name is. Wow, you're able to pronounce that. I mean, I knew it was Vidit and it's Santosh Gujarati. So anyway, he is streaming. But so to get back to my point, when he was on the other day doing, he was part of this big simul they did for charity. I think he was on with Vishy and a few other Indian players. He was saying that he's having trouble studying, and I know Vidit is one of the guys who studies. Oh, it's just Vidit Chess. Okay, he's one of these guys who studies a lot. He's a really hard worker, and he was saying that he was having trouble studying because he had no tournaments planned. And I think everybody's sort of in that same boat where you have no tournaments planned. You don't even know, are you going to play 1 month from now? Is it going to be 2 months? Is it going to be like 5 months? Nobody really knows what this. Sorry about that. I unplugged my cord. Thank you, GM Naroditsky, for the 1,000 bits. Seeing Magnus rage made me feel slightly better at myself. Great match. I did not actually see it. I was having some technical issues on my end, which I will talk about shortly. So I didn't actually see it. But thank you so much to Daniel for the 1,000 bits. So yeah. So like, that's the thing. Nobody's really been in this mode because you don't really know when your next tournament is going to be. And so for that reason, everyone's trying to work themselves back in. Now we're all studying, of course, because we have this event, which is very serious. Which is going on. So yeah. So anyway, back to the game after A4, BC5, Bishop D8. Magnus played Rook A1, and already I think it's very bad. This bishop, it looks okay, but it's behind small pawns. I really would like the bishop to be maybe on the H7 diagonal. This bishop on A6 is not doing great here. So here I played Bishop C7. He blundered in game 4 and got angry at himself. Well, I mean, game 4 was just, I mean, game 4 was not a good game. He just, I mean, that was his game of slop, like game 1 was my game of slop. So, I mean, games 2 and 3, I think we both played reasonably well. Game 1, I mean, I blundered in the opening, and game 4, he just made a ridiculous blunder in the middle game for no reason. Of course, we're going to go over all the games, so we'll get to that. But yeah, we both did it. So Queen D2 is what Magnus played. And here I played E5. I mean, already it's very unpleasant. Why did I play white in the Armageddon game? Because Magnus won the coin toss, and he chose to be black. That's why. So, yeah. I mean, we both played pretty badly today, though. There's very little doubt. So, yeah. So E5 takes... And basically just very, very nice by... Oh, maybe black is okay here. Or maybe it's just... No, it's depth 15. So it's saying like black's okay here. But black's probably not okay. It's kind of funny how this H6 move ends up being a huge issue. But also the bishop. It's all very thematic here. In terms of the way that Magnus played this. But yeah, so I played Rook E8, E4. And now already... Really? I can go Bishop C4? This looks terrible somehow. Like E5... I mean, it's saying depth 15, it says 0.5. I have a feeling this is much better for white after Rook D1. Just E5, F4. I don't know. I mean, is there a way to increase the depth, chat, or not? I don't know if there is. Depth 30? I'm not going to run depth 30. I know that it's wrong in terms of the valuation, for sure. I'm sure that it's... I mean, I'm sure that this must be better for white. Yeah, E5, now it's saying 0.92. It popped up after a little bit of time. So it's so yeah, it's quite bad at any rate. So I took, and now I think here it's already close to loss. I played this. I mean, the problem is if I go Bishop B5, I think white can just play Rook E1, and then if I take on E4, there's Queen E4, threatening mate because the rook covers E8. If I play G6, there's Bishop B3, and I mean, maybe a computer can hold this, but it's very, very unpleasant for a human. Yes, I probably had a draw at some point. We'll get to that. That's also why I'm going to say that that Magnus in game 1 was not great either. Like he was completely winning. Around this point, I think it's just, I mean, I think there's some, what did I see here? Yes, Queen E3. Actually, during the game, I saw this very nice finesse, Queen E3, with the idea to play Rook A6 and checkmate on E8. And actually, during the game, I thought this was just winning for white, and then Magnus missed it. What did he do? Yeah, he played Rook A4, and this, I'm sure, is still winning. But now he started to go wrong. Like, he tried to play, like, he just was like, okay, I'm better, I'm going to play an endgame. But it's probably losing. And then Magnus around here, he started to go wrong. He played this, And I still think this is very good. But yeah, now I go queen d8, and already I think the advantage is kind of gone here. Like, it's not the advantage is gone, but it's hard for white to win. For example, in this position, I played rook c8, which actually loses. But I think after rook d1, king h2, rook c1, rook e5, just king g... Maybe... No, actually h4 here. This should probably be a draw because white's king is very passive. If you ever win the h-pawn, but you give up the c-pawn, it's just a theoretical draw. Bishop c8 draws in which move? Which move? What, here? No, bishop c8 draws on which move? Bishop c8, bishop... Oh, bishop c8 here. Takes in bishop e6. Does this draw, though? I don't know. I mean, this is another endgame. Like, you're saying this is a draw, chat, but I'm not sure I believe you here. I mean, this is such a deep endgame. And all the pawns are on light squares, so, I mean, maybe it's a draw. Maybe it's a draw, but I'm not sure. Oh, you check first. Check first, and then bishop e. Yes, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Very thematic. Yeah, this probably is... Yeah, this looks very, very, very solid here. Yeah, this probably is a draw here, which is why Magnus missed a couple of earlier wins. But unfortunately for me in the game, I played this rook e8, and for some reason I thought I saw this, but then when I looked at it again, I was like, well, I'm getting the pawn to h4. Surely with pawns on dark squares, it should be a draw. But it turns out that it's not a draw, because here white goes f4. And the problem is that even once I go g5, the bishop, of course it's the same color bishops, but the bishop on f3 just holds everything together here. So I can't really exchange. So here I play king e6, g5, and here Magnus plays a move that I thought was very strange. He went king d4. I felt that fg5, king d4 was just completely winning on the spot. White's going to go c6 or bishop d5 and c6, and I don't see a good continuation for black here. So I think I was surprised that he did this because I think it's still winning, but like here, I mean, it's still winning probably. Yeah, it's still probably just winning. The only trick in this position it's worth noting is that white can never push the c-pawn because then I just take and I put the king in the corner, and the bishop, it's the wrong color queening square for the white pawn. So this obviously is thank you to Zanizard for the sub with Prime. So this obviously. You don't push c6, but I think here Magnus pretty much played it perfectly. Not much I could really do. Yeah, bishop g4. Of course, I have to try something. So if white gets the bishop to f5, basically the way it goes is let's just say I just keep waiting, something like this. I don't know if he probably shouldn't push h7. He should just go king d6. I wait, and then he goes bishop d7, offers a trade, and the bishop a6, c6. Let's just say king g6, c7 takes, king c5, king g6, king b6, and the bishop can no longer stay on the diagonal here. So it's just winning for white. So this is just not very good. So I played bishop d3, one last gasp, and then c6, f5, and he finds this very nice c7 trick. And after king d7, just actually king e5. Although I think even h5 wins here because h5 check, king e5 takes h6, and I still can't stop the pawn. But yeah, he played king e5, king e5. f4, h5, bishop c4, h6, bishop g8, bishop d5, bishop h7, bishop e4, and of course after bishop g8 there are many ways to win. Well, he took on f4, and obviously the line goes king c7, king e5, king d7, king f6, king e8, king g7. Bishop cannot cover the square. If it goes off, obviously white just pushes the pawn, and I can't bring my king over because the king boxes f7 and f8. So yeah, so that was game one. Not a very good game by either of us. Magnus obviously missed the queen e3 win, and then secondly, then later I had this miracle chance to draw the game, which I missed. But you know, it happens. It's the first game that I think either of us have played a serious game in a very, very long time. So that was game one. I mean, definitely not a good start for me, but then in game two I came back very quickly, and I won a very nice game. Right, I hear Requiem for the meme ask, would I have chosen black if I won the coin toss? Yeah, I would have chosen black. I think if you're above about 2650, if you're 2650 plus, I think you should always pick black if you have the opportunity in an Armageddon game. So yeah, Geary said in Armageddon games you play blitz like bullet and sometimes low-key blunder. Well, see, that was the other thing, was I wasn't sure if it was 5-4 if there was an increment. I wasn't 100% sure. So Alireza had a hard time with Ding. I'm actually going to get to those games much later on in the stream because I have not seen any of those games. I was too focused on my match, of course, so I didn't see any of those games. It is hard playing serious games online, especially long time control. Yeah, I mean, even this rapid, it's like I feel like when you start the game with 15 minutes, you're kind of chill, but it's like those next like 5 minutes, assuming you guys both get to like move 20, it's a bit of a lull, and it's just like, what are you doing? And then once you get down to like 6 minutes, it's like you're back into the game again. But until then, yeah, it's just one of those things. Ding won his match though, right? I saw that he messed up game 3, but I only saw it very briefly. I said 2650, not 2750. But okay, let me see if I have a okay, I have it. Let's keep going. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so this is we'll keep going. This is game 2. So this is game 2. It's definitely the best game that I played in the match. Score is 3-2-1-0 format. Yeah. So I think it's 2-1 or something, but at least I get a point out of it. So it could be worse. And in fact, it probably should have been worse after game 3. Honestly, what happened in game 4 was pretty bad. So okay, I played E4. He played E5. Or wait, no, sorry, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. Wrong one. 1 second. Let me get the link. Sorry, chat. This is the wrong game. This is game 4. This is not the right game. Or no, this is actually the no, this is the Armageddon game. 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. This is the wrong one. Well, let me see if I can get the PGN for it. In the meantime, while we wait for that, big shout out to nearly 4,000 people who are watching. Okay, this looks like the right game. Let's go here. Is this the right game? Yeah, this is the wrong game. This is game 4. Okay, so 1 second, chat. Sorry, I'm getting the PGNs, but they're kind of they're in 1 second. The PGNs are in a bit of a messed up order. The caster thought you were streaming at one point. Well, yeah, because actually I realized, and this is something that won't happen again, but I realized like when I'm sitting at the computer, even if I'm not playing anything, on the headphones, headphones are just sitting here, and it's like it's just so natural because obviously I stream all the time. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna put them on. I'm not listening to music or anything, but it's just so natural. Yes, I talk to myself from time to time. Of course, I don't know if the battery on the camcorder lasted long enough to hear me. But yeah, I was talking to myself at several points during the game. Yeah. Well, the hand gestures were in game. The hand gestures specifically were in game 5, though. They were in game 5. And that was specifically related to the incident we talked about earlier. But I'm not gonna talk about it. No, but headphones aren't allowed. So what I need to do is I need to remember for future matches is whenever I start the match, just unplug them and put them like in another room. Because if they're just sitting here, it's too easy to put them on because it's just like literally every time I stream. Obviously, I put headphones on. Even if I use the computer, I put headphones on because I don't have speakers. But yeah. So all right. Let me see if I can get game 2. This is the E4 E5 one. I can actually just create it probably. Let me see. How do I do this? Reset. Is there? How do I? No. 1 second. Try to figure out how I do this. Let me just give me 1 second, chat. I have to figure this out. Okay. I guess I'm gonna manually input it, so just give me 1 second. One second, chat. Sorry, because I also think with the PGNs, from the games in the tournament, I tried to download them earlier and I couldn't download them. So, yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm just pulling. Well, actually, while we wait for me to get the PGN, Let's run a report. Let's see how good we... Oh, this is game 2. Let's see what our analysis is of game 4 while we're at it. How do we see the how do I see the stats? I don't see the stats. I'll figure it out. Yeah. Can you play by the book the entire game? Oh, you click on report. Okay, 1 second. Or actually, wait. I got game 2. Let's go. Here's game 2. Okay, yeah. No, this is not game 2. No, this is game 4, isn't it? Or no, wait. No, this is game 2. Okay, so here's game 2, chat. So okay, so game 2. Here we go. All right, so this was the second game. Obviously, I was down 1-0 at this point. Just wanted to play a good game of chess. Try to get back into the match. So Magnus played e5, played the Ruy Lopez, bishop c5, a4, rook b8, and we actually transposed into the into the Archangel system, or for those who are Russian, the Arkhangelsk. Previously, I think in Moscow in our playoff, I think, or not our playoff, sorry, in the World Blitz, I think it was maybe like second to last round or third to last round. Magnus played bishop b7 against me. In this game, he played rook to b8, so I played knight takes e5, d4 takes, d6, f4. Am I going to play live chess? I might later. I think the server is down right now. Thank you to Parrot Bra for the 7 months. Thank you so much, Parrot Bra. Really appreciate it. So knight c6, queen c3, knight e7 takes, and I played e5 here. I think I previously had a game. I think I was on the black side. It was many years ago against Judith Polgar in the London Chess Classic. I don't remember if she played e5. It was black in that game, but I think we had a game in this line. So I played e5. He played knight e4, queen f3. He played knight c5, bishop a2, or I played bishop a2. Now Magnus castle. This is all well-known theory, by the way. So bishop e3, bishop e7, queen h3. Now Magnus played knight e4. Basically, in this position, white has the 2 bishops, but you really need to create quick play, because obviously the rook isn't great. Black's got a fantastic diagonal for the bishop as well, so you really need to try to force something through. If you do like e6 here, black can just play like f5, and this pawn becomes a huge weakness. Black can play d5, c5, c4, and just close the bishop diagonal down completely. So that doesn't work. If you go f5, black can just take. I don't know, maybe the computer says knight c3 here. Interesting idea, actually. I wonder if it's good at a deeper depth. But yeah, I played knight c3, trades bishop d5, and at this point I decided, you know what, if I'm going to go down in flames, I'm going to go down in flames. So I just played f5. Actually, the inspiration for much of this match, if I may say so, was from the coffee house interview that I did last week with Daryl Morey. Specifically, one thing that he said in that during that interview, which sort of resonated with me, was he made this comment about how the Golden State Warriors were just a better team than the Houston Rockets, and he said the Golden State Warriors were just better than the Rockets, so they had to play for variance and make it go for something messier. And so that's kind of was a lot of my approach today, was to do that as much as I could, to just play stuff that's as messy as possible. For example, you can't replay the game, chat. I mean, it's lose-lose no matter how you put it. Like, it's complete mess no matter any way you put it. So we're not going to discuss that anymore. If this incident would have happened with young Hikaru, he would withdraw from the tournament. I don't know about that. But I think if I was younger, I would have been significantly angrier. That much I will say. So yeah, so bishop d5. So here I was very happy that I didn't take a lot of time. I just like, okay, whatever, allez, just go all in, as the French would say, and just attack. So takes, he took, I played f6, and I mean, I didn't know if this was actually good, but I assumed that it was good. So I played bishop h6, played rook e8. Now I played rook e6. I was very happy because the idea that I wanted to play here was I really wanted to be a genius and play h4. This actually kind of is trying to be a genius like Levon, since Levon's the guy who likes to sack his queen the most. If black plays queen h4, you trade, and there's bishop g5, trapping the knight. And after f4, I really wanted to play takes, and takes. But the problem is after queen e8, rook a6, it looks good, but unfortunately black can go queen h5, and there's just a checkmate with the pawn on g3 here. So once I saw once I saw that there was this potential, I was able to work backwards. I was like, well, you know what I got to do? I got to remove the rooks first. So that's why I played rook a6 here. I don't actually know if this is good, mind you, because after c6, I don't know if I mean, I assume I have to play h4, f5, h5, f4, and there's queen g4, queen h4, queen f5. I mean, rook e6, this is just very, very messy, extremely sharp position. I mean, who knows what's going on here. But I like the idea of rook a6, so I figure, well, rook a6, nice move. Rook e6 obviously is no good because I just take and go h4. F5, h5, again, same thing. Queen h4, we trade, trap the knight. If he plays f4, then I go queen g4. Now on queen h4, I can just take on e6, and it's just completely winning. So I was very happy to find this rook a6 idea. Thank you to Jerome Romy for the sub with Prime. Thank you so much. And here Magnus blundered. He played rook b6, and I was very happy because I knew when he played rook b6 that he had completely missed the idea. Although oddly, the computer doesn't actually say it says it's good, but it's not like winning. Interesting. So f5, h5. Obviously, queen h4, same thing. Takes and bishop g5. So he plays f4, and now the whole tactic does work with h6 because if black takes, now you take, takes, and you go rook f8 check, and now you're just winning this endgame. You have an extra bishop. You just collect all the pawns that are on dark squares. So that's why I played f4. Then I took. Whoa, sorry. Wait 1 second. Let's keep going. Yeah. Okay, so I took. He took. And so now I play queen g4. Again, it's not so trivial. Black does have 3 pawns for the bishop. If I'm not careful, I can end up where he ends up with a very nice solid, I don't know what structure you call this. This looks like like the nucleus, or of like a, of an atom, I guess, if you can get this. Like if you get something like, I don't know, like, let's just make some random moves. Something like this. I don't know. He gets the nucleus of an atom, basically. And then it's not so easy to play. So yeah. So he plays queen c8, which was a big blunder here. I still wasn't sure how much better I am after queen e7. I mean, it feels like white should be better, but the bishop is kind of off sides. You have the double pawns, so there are some very significant technical issues in this position for white to resolve. So he played queen c8, which is a blunder, because then after queen h4, basically, I have 2 ideas. I want to put the bishop on f6 and mate, obviously, or I want to put the rook on h3 and mate on h8 or h7 for that matter. So both of these ideas make a lot of sense here. So queen h4, queen c5, king h2. He played queen d6, and now after bishop g5, it's just completely lost. If black goes king g7, I have a very nice move, rook to d1 here, because otherwise I am actually in trouble. Rook h8 is a big threat. But I have rook d1, of course. If queen d1, just check and mate. And if he plays queen e6, now I think I do the same thing. Yeah, check, and now I go rook d3, and the same idea with rook h3, and there's just checkmate coming on h7 or h8 eventually. So so at this point it's already lost, and I think that's why Magnus he finally like, okay, enough. I'm just going to go for desperation with f5. So now I played rook f3 again. Same idea, just checkmate him on h7 or h8, e4, rook h3, f3, and now bishop f4. The last critical move, that I need to find, because otherwise it's not really that clear. I mean, maybe I can even go g3 because there's no check on d2, but I mean there's no need for it. So I go bishop f4. Magnus played queen d7, and he just walks into this checkmate, check, king e6, and queen e5, which black's king is stuck on e6. So this was a very nice game. This really got me into a much better mood. Not so much because I won the game, but because it felt like it was a very smooth game. And it seems like whenever you play Magnus specifically, and this applies to I think everyone for that matter, the defense that he puts up is far more, what's the word, stout? No, it's far more, I can't think of the right word, but basically Magnus puts up a lot more resistance than most other players. He tends to find the best moves, which is also why he comes up with a lot of swindles as well, and he's able to save a lot more games than many other guys do. So to win the game was nice, but to win it sort of in what felt like a very, very smooth fashion, really was nice. So it was nice to win the second game. So let's see. So we're now gonna move on to game 3. At this point, it was 1-1. Magnus endgames. Yeah, this third game I actually played a great game for the most part, and then I got careless for a couple of moves, and unfortunately, it cost me dearly. Okay, so let's pull this up. Right, so this is game 3. Okay, so this is game 3. This game I actually played it correctly. I didn't mess up my opening, so it was the same opening. Nothing really special to see. And here, of course, I played bishop a6, not bishop b7, like in the previous mood. Who will win with Ding and Alireza? Isn't that match over? Ding won, right? Ding won that match. And I think Ding actually should have won that by a bigger margin than he did. So castles, queen c8, queen c2, trying to force me to take on d3. Why do I think Magnus chose black in Armageddon? I mean, I think anyone would choose black in Armageddon, honestly, if you have the chance. So queen b7, queen c2. Rook f8. I don't know if this is best, but basically the idea for black here is to try and trade the bishops off, because obviously white has a lot of space with the pawn structure against black's structure. So you really want to try to change pieces. And of course, yeah, of course you take black because the odds dictate the majority of games in chess are drawn. On average, I think that the draw rate is probably, if we're being generous, I would say it's as low as 60%, but most of the time the draw rate is closer to 70%. So chess is just a very drawish game, so therefore of course it makes sense to take black. I mean, if 70% of the games are going to be drawn regardless of color, you should. I don't know what I mean, I feel like the draw rate in St. Louis in the Singfield Cup was extremely high in classical chess. I want to say it was like closer to 80% maybe. Whoa, thank you to Anna Cramling for the raid with 219 people. Thank you so much to Anna Cramling for the raid. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe in Sweden. Those of you who are coming from a stream, we're obviously looking at the games that I played against Magnus Carlsen earlier, the Magnus Carlsen Invitational. So I think that's the biggest event right now. So, all right, I played rook c8. Ideas to go bishop d8, bishop c7, trade the bishops, and then with only knights on the board, the structure is much more flexible for black. So rook b1, I took, played bishop d8. I think if I go bishop d8 here, I don't know if white can take, but I was worried about takes. Thank you to Buller CSGO for the gifted sub to Luke Chicago IL. Thank you, Buller CSGO. Thanks for playing some Valorant the other night as well. Really appreciate it. Obviously, you were like you were hard carrying quite a bit, but I enjoyed it anyway. So thank you so much. Erupt CS:GO. I mean, maybe you're really good, but Bowler's a boss. We were playing Valorant the other night with a couple other streamers, and yeah, he was owning. So I don't know if this is good. This b takes a5, but it kind of concerned me. So I was like, why not just trade first and then bishop d8? Because now you really only have to worry about 2 pawn breaks. You don't have to worry about third option. So queen c1, bishop c7. And already here, after queen b7, I've completely equalized. And Bowler's back prompts were carrying me, yes. And so I've already equalized here. I was very happy with pretty much everything I did. I don't think really Magnus had much. I didn't have anything. And then we kept going on. So this is all very straightforward, all very equalish. And apparently here, in between the last game and the tiebreaker, I spoke briefly with my second, not spoke, but we just were messaging on GChat. And he mentioned that apparently after e5, g5, b5, apparently white is the one who has to be very careful in this endgame, because apparently white is the one who's risking, who could possibly lose this. And actually, if you look at the eval, it says zeros here, which is kind of amazing. For some reason, I thought that, I don't know why, I just didn't really consider this, but apparently after e4 takes, knight e4, knight d5, white's the one in actual danger. Thank you to the Mechaniac for the 18 months. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So as you can see, even the eval, black is slightly better. Of course, it should be a draw still. Thank you to Turnip Swagger for the gifted sub to Anna Cramling. I think white can draw this, but again, white's slightly worse. This was actually a big missed opportunity. For some reason, I just didn't really, I don't know, I didn't really think this was that dangerous, but apparently it is. Surprising. It's probably still a draw, but it looks dangerous. Thank you to Mike Saylor for the tier 1. Thank you so much. So I mean, this would have made more sense. What I did is completely fine. Everything here is completely fine until I play this move. Basically, in this position, knight b8 is fine, but even b5, I mean, at any point, if I just play b5 and close it down, white can't win. Because basically, I just put the knight here. If white goes knight a5, trade and go knight a6. Is Anna Cramling like Pia Cramling's sister? Anna Cramling is Pia's daughter. Anyway, I put the knight on a6 here, and basically white goes knight g3, and then we just toodaloo. Actually, I probably should not give him knight g7. I should just go here, and just basically just wait forever. Knight c7, knight a6. And if white ever tries to bring the knight, I don't know. Let's just say I keep waiting. Oh wait, no, sorry, I gotta be careful. Yeah, right around here, I just go king e7, knight c1, king d7, knight e2, king c7. If knight b4 just takes, and king b7, and of course this is just a draw. So this was the big mistake in the game, is that even here after knight b3, I still could have played b5, but I played knight a6, which I think is still fine. But now it gets very tricky after knight a5, because king d7, knight g3, they're knight h5 threats. Or maybe it's just still very easy, huh? Oh, maybe I'm just terrible at chess. Yeah, maybe I'm just terrible at chess. I have knight e8. Yeah, just knight e8, and it's completely fine. And actually, it's just a draw anyway. That's fairly annoying. Is this really the knight b3? Oh, but I mean, okay, knight c8, okay, like, okay. I mean, if knight c8 is a way to draw this, then I can live with this. Because, I mean, if knight c4, I saw knight c5, king e7, knight e4, but maybe even this is just... Yeah, just knight d1, this is still completely fine. Yeah, so it's still a draw here, but I mean, already it's getting a little bit iffy, and I was already a little bit low on time. But yeah, this game was annoying just because I really wanted to make the draw, and then like here I just... B5 is just so thematic to shut the whole thing down. Thank you to Supreme Wi-Fi for the 1200 bits. Thank you so much. So this is just so thematic, and I would not have lost this game. And then who knows what happens in game 4, but at least I don't lose this game. Obviously, I mean, I won game 4, so it didn't really matter in reality, but it would have been nice to have played this correctly and made the draw. Anyway, I played knight a6, he took. Now I went king c7, and yeah, now after knight b3, wow, this is still a draw? King d6, knight c5. Is this really a draw? Still a draw. Still a draw. Yeah, I should have gone king d6, because now after this b5, and now I'm losing. But with the king, if the king's on d6, I can just take. Actually, wait, what? Okay, so king d6, knight c5, knight b8, b5. Knight d7. Okay, white just waits in his draw anyway. Yeah, so king d6 would have been much better. I played king d8. Now after b5, it's just very thematically winning for white. Did you resign when you were lost or sign in the box? What do you mean? What do you mean? Sign? I don't know what you're referring to. Anyway, at this point, it's already lost. I don't think there's anything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can play knight c6 here. Takes. Wow, maybe this is not easy. I assume this was winning. Okay, so king b6. Knight d4. Obviously, white can't take, so then I go e3, e2. Knight e8. Wait, no, not takes. Knight e8. King d7, knight c7. And I guess this is still a draw. Or no, maybe not. No, it's not a draw. This is probably losing. King c5, knight e1, knight f2. Yeah, maybe there's some miracle draw, but I mean already this is already really problematic. So yeah, so knight c5 takes. I played this, and I was hoping he'd play knight f6, because then I get some kind of similar version with knight d4. But of course he doesn't take. He goes king b6, king b6. And if I take now, he just says knight g3 back. So I go here, he takes, and yeah, and here I blunder knight d4. I mean, knight d2. Nah, surely this is just winning. King b7 takes, king d5. Yeah, f6, king e6, king c6, and now you have d5 and f7. Thank you to Ron MC21 for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Thank you to Supreme Wi-Fi for the 1200 bits. Once again, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but thanks again. And this is just winning for white. So I blundered knight d4. I realized as soon as I played it, he just takes, and he has knight e6, e2, knight c5, and knight d3, of course, to stop the pawn. So I just forgot that, and unfortunately I lost this game. Very, very disappointing. because there were many opportunities that I should have drawn. I mean, at this point, it's difficult, but to not play b5 was just very careless. So I literally just played b5 on 1 and 2 moves, b5 here or the move before, and I can never lose in a million years. So what happens now? Are you out of the tournament? No, I'm not out of the tournament. It's a very, very long tournament. It's everybody plays everybody, but it's over. It's like literally over the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be a very, very long tournament. So yeah. All right. So let's see. So yeah. So this was game 3, which I lost. So let's keep moving on. Let's take a look at game 4. Let me pull up game 4. Yeah, here we go. Here's game 4. Okay, so this is a game that I won. This was the last game of the portion. I was down 2-1. I was kind of expecting Magnus to play e5 again. In this game, he decided to play the Sicilian. I was very confused by this. I mean, because obviously at this point Magnus only needed a draw Magnus only needed a draw here, so I was very surprised at this opening. I was actually very happy because, again, to get back to the point I was making earlier. When I was referring to Daryl Morey, a lot of it is about like variance. Like if Magnus is going to play something that's high variance like this, where you can attack him. I mean, if you can just go all in and attack Magnus, that's always what you want to do. So I played f4. I should hear Grishuk about that decision. Which you mean what Magnus did or what I did? Sasha said because it's his tournament, he must make it interesting. Okay. I mean, it's got his name, but I mean, it's not his money, so I mean, maybe. It's an interesting take by Sasha at any rate. Yeah, I mean, Grishuk said this was stupid, idiotic, crazy. Okay, that's not shocking. That sounds very Sasha. Yeah, I mean, obviously Sasha's right. It's not e5 takes. And I couldn't remember how this line goes. I mean, I wanted to play f5, but I couldn't remember how this line goes after after f5. I know f5 is the correct move, but I just couldn't remember the line after rook b8. Like castles, queen a5. Yeah, bishop c4, d5. How does this line go? I mean, I couldn't remember this line with bishop a3. Oh, you have bishop a7 here. Oh, you've got bishop a7. I forgot about bishop a7 here. I only saw bishop b3 when I was analyzing it. So, oh, that's very unfortunate. I knew f5 was the correct move, but I couldn't remember the line. So, so that's unfortunate. I played bishop c4, and now I mean already after these couple of moves, I'm probably okay. But it's easier to play for black, and black has no issues. You're gonna get something on e5 here. And it's very, very nice. So castles, bishop f6. I played bishop b3 here. Thank you to Dallas PDX for the tier 1. Thank you so much. So here I played, he played rook e8. Obviously bishop b3 takes away ideas like queen b6. He still can't go bishop a6 because the knight hangs. So rook e8, I played rook a d1 here. Now Magnus played knight e5. And I played queen g3, which actually is a mistake. I missed this bishop a6 move, and after this move, I'm just much worse. I mean, already at this point, I thought it was over. It's like, okay, well, you know, at least I won a game, you know, but I didn't play fantastic, so then I took. And here Magnus played bishop takes e5, which I didn't understand at all. Because now after bishop f7, king h8, I take the rook on e8. And this still, by the way, is not completely clear. He obviously blundered rook f8, but I mean, this is Magnus we're talking about. It's a pretty obvious move. But here, it's still probably okay for black if he plays bishop takes f1, rook takes f1, queen e8, queen d3. I mean, maybe I guess white's significantly better, but with a strong bishop on e5, they're going to be very good. They're going to be very good drawing chances here. The bishop is fantastic on both these diagonals. So here I think it's still probably pretty decent drawing chances. But Magnus did not do this. Actually, does the computer say queen e7 is better? Or wait, no, yeah. Queen b6 actually is very good. Because if queen f2, there's bishop d4. And when I go king h1, rook e8, queen f3, rook g8. Actually, I saw this and I was like, okay, well, this is typical Magnus. He makes, thank you, Dallas PDX, for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, I was like, okay, typical Magnus. He makes, you know, quote unquote, a blunder. Then again, I've said this many times about myself in online chess, but you know, makes a quote-unquote blunder, and but it's actually quite defendable even though he's down a pawn. Because after knight a4, queen d4, b3, yeah, like bishop f6 and rook e8, it's very hard for white to. I'm not even sure white's better here, honestly. This knight is so bad on a4. It's completely dominated. Yeah, I don't even know if white's better here. So this would have been fine for Magnus. And then, like, so I did this, and then Magnus played queen b6, and it's like, wait, what? Excuse me? Because after queen f2, now black has serious problems. Because if you play bishop takes f1, the problem is I can take, and now I take on c6 in between. I hit the rook. I guess you can still go rook f8, but after a move like, I was going to say bishop d5. Wow, computer says g3. Maybe g3 is good. Bishop h3, bishop b5? I guess you're just up 2 pawns. G3 seems like a very, very weird move. It's not a human move at all. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, Magnus didn't do this. He took on e8, and now after queen b6, I mean, even though he's got 2 bishops, I'm just going rook c7, and it's completely winning for white. He plays h6. I go rook c6, put pressure on the pawn on b6. He checks, takes. Now, really, the only trick is to not let black get a bishop on b7 and a rook on e2. That's the only thing that white has to avoid here. White, I abort the game in a mod has to. Well, surrender. That's nice and easy to say, but we were 20 moves into the game. There are only 2 buttons you can click. You can click draw or resign. There's no abort button. So that's not really. That's not even a question. So I took. He played bishop c4, and now I played a4, rook e2, and now the last key move is rook d6. Not to play a5, then bishop d5. Why not stop playing again? Whatever. Like, you know, it is what it is. So bishop d5. And I guess this is still winning, just rook d6 and king g1. But I didn't really want to give him any counterplay, so I just played rook d6, rook c2, and now just rook a1. Very, very clean. And you cover all the key squares, and black can never really get back. And after rook c3, a5, Magnus resigned here, because very simply a6, a7, a8 is not... You can't prevent it. Rook covers the square. This rook is behind the pawn, so it's just a straight up march to the end of the board here for white, and it's completely winning. So this an abort button would be funny. Well, there's no abort button on any site. Like after you make the first move, there is no abort. So yeah, it is what it is. So this was a very nice. I mean, it was nice to win the game, but it was a very confusing game because I felt like I was just a little bit worse out of the opening. Then Magnus just made an inexplicable blunder, which just like, I mean, just very weird. But yeah, so anyway, this was game 4, which meant the match was tied 2-2. Thank you to Luke Braves Park for the 11 months. Thank you so much. So now let me see if I have game 5, the last one. I will pull this up if I can find it. Is this the right one? No, this is the wrong one. Let me find game 5. Okay, there we go. Okay, this should be game 5. Yeah, okay, this is game 5. Yeah, this is the last game. Okay, so this is game 5. Actually, why is my chessboard so... Sorry, one second. I just noticed that this should be, like, moved over here. Sorry, chat, 1 second. I just noticed it looks a little bit off. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's better. So yeah. All right, so this is game 5. So so e4, c5. Magnus played the same opening. I decided to play something different. I played bishop e2. Basically, my idea in this game was, once again, it's a must-win with white. I'm gonna fling some poo at him on the king side and hope that something hits him, basically. So I played f4 here. Castles, I play knight b3, a6, a4, b6 castles, bishop b7. Now, of course, bishop f3. Maybe I could have played g4 here, but I just played bishop f3. Thank you to Pacific Victory for the tier 1. Yeah, fling the pawns, fling the poo, fling something. So he played knight d7. I played g4, knight a5. Here already, I think it's kind of questionable. I mean, I probably should have just taken and played a5 like this. Again, black gets counterplay. There's rook c8, there's e5, there's also knight b6, knight c4. So I should have done this, but it's like it's 5-4. You're just playing blitz. So I played g5, knight c4, bishop c1, e5. Now here I played bishop e2. Again, if I'm ever going to try to push the pawns up the board, I really need the bishop on this diagonal, because otherwise my king gets too exposed. Thank you to Nicholas Stojan for the 1,000 bits. Thank you so much. I played bishop e2, rook to c8. Now I played h4, takes, knight e5. Again, I think it's already very bad. I really wish my bishop's on g2. Oh, but I have queen f1, which is a very nice touch. Although in a game where both sides don't have increment. It feels like this should be a lot easier for black to play after f6 here. So, I mean, maybe in a slow game, you can still say white is okay. In a blitz game with an open king here, not clear ideas, and white has to prove it instead of black. Very difficult to hold this. So I played knight d5. Now, of course, there's this nice move, knight g6. Rook f2. I just took up. I gave up a pawn. Now here, Magnus played a very strange move. He played bishop takes d5. I thought knight takes h4 should just be winning for black, and the computer seems to agree. So I didn't understand why he took. So I took here queen d4, takes queen g5. Yeah, and here I played king f1, which just loses, of course, to knight f5 on the spot. I could have played king h1, but I think here after king h1, queen h5 again. Oh, maybe I have bishop e2 actually. Knight f3 takes, because I have rook f1. I forgot that I have rook f1, but still, yeah, I mean, still blacks up a pawn. I think white probably has good drawing chances with bishop e6, but again, in a must-win game, a draw would not have made any difference, so it's really not that big of a deal what to do. But it was at this moment actually when, like, on my screen, because the way Zoom works, it popped up. So it's like the little like the little logo or icon, whatever it is, it popped up right at this moment, and it popped up, and then you see the yellow highlighted, you know, you see chat, you see one message, so it's like, okay, there's obviously some message that someone just sent. So I popped it up, and it's like from the Arbor guy, it says, can you please abort the game? And then I spent like 20 seconds thinking, well, what do I do here exactly? And then finally, after about 40 seconds, well, you know, I just have to make a move, I guess, because I can't abort the game. So it was at this critical moment, but it would not have made any difference. Because after king h1, I mean, queen h5 is good. I mean, even knight f5, I guess, is good enough as well. But yeah, so I played king f1. It's worth noting, by the way, chat, in terms of this game being aborted, though, there should be, I don't know if they're like moderators, administrators, what you call them, but there should be actual people on the site who can abort the game automatically if something like this happens where you need to abort it. So that's another thing I think that Chess24, they should just like make sure they have someone in the chat who can make sure that they can abort the game if who has the privileges to abort a game directly if this happens in the future. So yeah, so king f1, knight f5. I took on f5, played king g2, and now here basically it's just a draw. I mean, Magnus didn't care. Obviously, black can probably play for a win here, but it didn't matter. But finally, at this point, a draw is a draw, a win's a win. You know, whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to play because it's a must-win game. And now after rook e4, of course, it's just completely lost for white. So, yeah, chat, I'm not gonna go into it more. I know you guys are trying to troll me into it, but it's not going to happen. So, so unfortunately, I lost the game. Of course, I could have made the draw, but again, makes no difference. Why not play king e2? Maybe he'll make a mouse slip. You never really know. So it makes no difference. So unfortunately with that game, I lost the match 3-2 since I lost the Armageddon game. Thank you to Topsphere for the tier 1. Thank you so much. So yeah, so that was kind of the that was the match. I mean, very strange match, frankly. Game 1, I was awful, and the Magnus did not show his usual form, and he didn't like take advantage of it because he got the winning position, then he completely took his foot off the gas, and I had some drawing chances. Game 2, I just played a great game, I think, from start to finish. Game 3, again, I probably should have drawn that, but Magnus at the right moment found the capture on b6, and then he played a very nice knight's end game. And game 4 was just a terrible game by both of us. I mean, I played awful, he played worse. Like everybody, I think, was unhappy with the 4th game, and then of course this was the Armageddon game in which Magnus had black. So, so yeah, all right, chat. Thank you to RPD 350 for the 13 months. Thank you so much. All right, so okay, we're gonna move on then, and we're gonna take a look at some of the other games. Actually, I'm gonna run to the restroom quickly. So I'm gonna run to the restroom, and I'm gonna go get some more water. So I'll take a very short break, but I will be back in about like 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're gonna take a look at the games between Alireza and Ding Liren. I have not seen any of those games. I saw kind of the end of game 3, I think it was, where Ding was up a queen, but I did not see any of the other games, so I really have no idea what happened in the match. So you'll be getting my first takes on the games from that match in like a minute or two. So I'll be right back. All right, everybody. Did you guys? Was there a poll was there some Silly poll. Did I really just see a poll that I thought I saw? Did I see a poll saying that I should punch the arbiter or something? You guys, come on, chat, chill out. Take a deep breath. This is not like the mob, or this is not like the mob. This is not like well, it's not boxing either. Because in boxing, I feel like in boxing, haven't some boxers like punched out the referee a few times? I feel like, was it Mills Lane? I thought he got punched. Oh, you said punish. Oh, I thought you said punch. It said punish the arbiter or punch the arbiter. I'm confused. No, but I thought in boxing it happened. I thought it did say punch. Okay, but I thought in boxing, I thought there was a boxer I thought it happened a couple times where a boxer like literally like punched the referee or something weird like that. But anyway, no, I mean, come on, it's not that big of a deal, seriously. Of course, I mean, they could have done a better job, but I'm sure they'll do a better job in the coming days and the coming rounds. Again, it's the first time an event like this has been held, so I think you have to definitely cut them some slack. And it's not GTA 5. That's also a good point. It's definitely not GTA 5. So yeah, okay. Let's open the next game between Liren and Alireza. This was game 1. I have not looked at any of these games. Thank you to Kaz1499 for the sub. Thank you so much for the sub with Prime. Thank you to Sly Nice Guy for the 500 bits as well. Thanks for the match summary. Good luck in the upcoming matches. Yeah, thank you to Cokesback for the $10, or Cokesback for the $10. Asking for chat, why did they ask to abort? I think they saw the time was wrong. I don't know. There was some issue. I'm not really. I don't know what it was exactly, but it is what it is. It's in the past, and you just move on to the next round. Thank you to Chin for the 2 months. How does the rest of the tournament work? Everybody plays everybody. There is I posted a schedule on Twitter of my specific matches that are coming up. I do not play tomorrow on Sunday. I will be playing on Monday as well. So yeah. Anyway, all right, let's move on. So this is the match between Liren and Alireza. This should be game 1, if I'm not mistaken, which was drawn. I have not seen any of the games from this match. So this was... Okay, Alireza played the Rogozin instead of the Queen's Gambit Decline. Thank you to Tester MD for the 2 months. Thank you so much. Thank you to Unlucky Charms for the sub with Prime. Okay, so E3 castles. Bishop D2. This is a system that someone named Hikaru Nakamura has employed a few times. I think that I first played this against Anish Giri. I thought I played Ding next. I played Giri. I thought I played Ding and then I played Fallujah, but maybe I'm insane. I don't know. I thought I played Ding. Am I wrong? Maybe I didn't look close enough at my schedule. I thought I played Ding. Yeah, let me see. Let me. Where are my tweets? Let me see. Oh no, you got. Yeah, I play Anish. It's Anish and then Alireza. Oh, I'm crazy. I thought I played Ding. Okay, I'm completely insane. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, chat. I'm completely insane. So I play Anish on Monday, and then I play Anish on Monday, and then I play Alireza on Wednesday, I believe it is. Am I angry at all? Well, I mean, how can I be angry? Sure, you know, they could have done a better job. Big deal. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, you don't cry over spilt milk. You just, you know, you move on. So yeah, so Bishop D2, B6. Okay, C takes D5, E takes D5, Rook to C1, A6. I'm pretty sure this is still my game against Anish, or very close to it. Okay, C5, F4, right, Bishop E1. I think was this my game against Anish? No, I think against Anish or some Knight G4, but I don't remember exactly how it went. Okay, so I played C5, Knight C6, or not I, sorry, Ding played C5, Knight 6, and then Ding played Bishop E1 here, takes Knight E2. I know this is still theory. I think what's his name? Blue balls. Or not blue balls, sorry, blue bomb. Matthias Blue Bomb has played the system a couple times with white. I think he's actually had this exact position after Knight E2. So Bishop E7, Knight takes D4. Rook E8, Queen F3. Sorry, chat. Sorry. I think Matthias Blue Bomb has played this a few times with white. So Queen E7, Bishop D2, Bishop C5. It looks like Alireza action is a little bit better here. Rook E1. Okay. I think actually that emote for blue balls is from Lex Veldhouse's chat, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's Veldball, right? That is from Lex's channel. Big shout out to Lex, of course. One of the big poker streamers on Twitch. Someone that I'm probably gonna do a collaboration with soon. After this tournament, probably do some sort of logic thinking game together on stream. So big shout out to Lex, of course. Okay, so Alireza should be better here. He played bishop takes d4, takes knight e4. Actually, this already. Now I think the game starts to get very drawish. Yeah, now the advantage is kind of gone here. So okay, so queen d5, h3, h5, queen f2. I mean, black is better, but opposite color bishops. Yeah, just opposite color bishops. Not much that the black can do here. And okay, very boring draw. Nothing specific to talk about. So it is what it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it is what it is. And again, I actually got a nice message from Chess24 about it. So, you know, again, it's completely it's completely fine. So again, chat, it happened. Again, it'll be better. That's life. You move on. So that pretty much is it. 'Cause I just see yeah, I just saw a message, so it's fine. It's completely fine. Again, I mean, you know, if this was something where let's just say, for example, this was like the second or third time that like a site had run a specific event of this caliber, of this nature, I think you could definitely be much more upset, be much angrier about it. But it's the first time. Like, it's just they're gonna be mishaps. It's inevitable. So it's kind of nice. They wrote a nice little email to me that I just popped up. So all right, so let's keep going. This was game one. Very, I mean, frankly, unexciting game between Ding Liren and Alireza. Let's see, is this game two? Okay, this is game two. Okay, let's pop this up here. Okay, so this was game two, which Alireza lost with white to Ding. Okay. Yeah, this was the Najdorf. Yeah, I saw 5 seconds of this game. So yeah, so e4, c5, knight c3. Thank you to Bihani for the sub with Prime. Sorry if I say, come on, chat, relax. What is the saying? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone, right? Isn't that the saying? So relax, chat. Take a deep breath and relax. So knight c3, d6 here. Knight to f3, knight f6. Okay, so Ding played a Najdorf. I'm guessing what this means is that Ding Liren actually prepared a different opening. Thank you to Nate Coolidge for gifting a sub to Slovenia EU. Thank you so much, Nate Coolidge. Big shout out to Slovenia. I remember when I was there. What was the saying? Because I only learned like 2 sayings. It's like no, it's not Yoni Pokivano. That's Hungarian. But there's a saying, because at lunch there was a really nice there was like a nice waiter. He was very nice to my mom and I think like at the end of the meal there was always he would ask if we wanted dessert. I think it's Kerem Sepen. No, is that Hungarian, or there's some word for ice cream. I don't remember. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to try to speak Slovenian right now, but Slovenia is a great country. I enjoyed Bled a lot. So back to the game. a6, bishop e3, e5, knight to b3, bishop to e6. No, is it Sladolej Smetano? Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. Anyway, bishop e6, f3, h5. Another line that I think I used to play a lot. Boris Gelfand played this many times as well against Fabiano. I think Boris probably played this line with h5 at least like 5 or 6 times against Fabiano. I beat Fabiano in the Tal Memorial in like 2013 with this as well. So yeah. Anyway, queen d2, knight d7, all pretty standard. King b1, b5, a3. I don't know about a3. Strange. But what I do feel like probably what this means is that Ding has prepared separate openings for this event. Of course, I played Ding much later in the event, so we'll see. So we'll see what happens before then. Alireza lost because he played f3. Never play f3. Okay, Benjamin Feingold, thank you for that. I'll take Alireza literally any hour of any day of any week over Benjamin Feingold. So h3, h4 played by Ding. Again, f4. I think this is still kind of theory, but I didn't think you played I feel like something's slightly off with the ordering of this a3 plus f4. Castles. Maxime considering rook takes c3. Yeah, I mean rook takes c3 is always in the air, but I think it's doesn't quite work here because it's not flexible enough. I think like actually there's just queen c6 and everything's just a little bit too weak here on the queen side. So castles f5. Wait, f5 looks wrong. See, the problem with this line is normally when you go h4, you're supposed to have some f4 combined with knight d5 or some f4 combined with like rook g1 and g3, and Alireza doesn't get that here. He plays it in this order, and isn't this already better? Knight c5 takes. Yeah, this is already bad for white because structurally blacks can always have knight h5, knight g3, knight f4. If you go into an endgame, you've already got double pawns. D5 square isn't really available because you hang e4. So it's already fairly dangerous. So Alireza plays queen e1, logical. Queen c7, g4 takes. Rook fd8, very nice move from Ding. Of course, if you go rook g1, there's always just going to be bishop f8. Of course, there's better here, but just an idea. So bishop f8. I know rook d4 looks better. Okay, yeah, rook d4. That's weird that you didn't do it. So h4, I assume. White wants to go h5, h6. Queen b7. Queen g2. Okay, now rook d4. Now h5, and actually, aha, Ding has misplayed it. Now Ding is actually getting smoked because the whole king side is about to collapse for black here. So knight e4, okay. Oh wow, king a1. Oh wow, huh? Oh, that's a kind of a sick move. Oh, king a1 is really kind of disgusting. Oh wow, king a1 and you just resign. Wow. Because after king a1 there's just no good way to prevent losing a piece. And if you go knight d, not rook d6, sorry, if you go knight d6, bishop f3, e4, knight e4, I mean you're just getting crushed. Your king is so open here. And white's king is actually very safe behind the pawns. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Alireza that he missed. Although bishop f3 makes sense too, because you see like, okay, it's a trade, you're getting f6, h6, you assume that there's going to be some sort of attack on the king side. So e4 takes, e4. Okay, so now wait, what just happened? Oh, e4 is just a blunder. You're supposed to trade. Actually, yeah, why didn't he trade? Because if you trade and go e4, not e4, sorry, but queen e7, queen g4. I mean, you have e4. I guess it's just equal. I don't know, e4. It's probably equal, but yeah, somehow it feels like this actually looks unsound. Queen g4, yeah, and queen f3. Queen d6. Ah, so white probably is still a little bit better here, but low time, and actually this position is much easier to play for black because white's king is going to be much more open than black's king. Objectively, white should be probably slightly better, but in a blitz game where people probably were getting down to like 2 minutes or something, it's just probably too easy for black to play. Which is another point I would make about rapid chess versus classical is a lot of these positions that you get. So, for example, what Magnus played against me in rapid with white getting this like very slow grind with this queenside structure and a very slow end game. In a classical game, probably would not work as well, but in a rapid game or blitz game where the time starts grinding down and down and down, it becomes very hard for one side to defend. And this is another example where in a classical game, I think white would be fine here. But in a blitz game, it's black's the one attacking, white's king is open. You don't really have an easy attack, so you have to find all the precise moves. And when you don't have a lot of time, it becomes a lot harder to do it. So takes, still say 3. And now the problem is it's just like you want to attack here, but the problem is black. You always have to worry about these mate threats, and I think it looks already like it's lost. Yeah. Ooh, that hurts. Bishop a3. Ouch. Ooh. Oh, that's nasty. And you just lose. Because if you go rook a3, there's just rook b8, king c2, and rook b2 mate. Ooh, ouch. So rook c2. Yeah, and I mean, even if bishop b7 is not precise, it's just too easy. You've got bishop f6, you've got rook b8, your king is like open, and you're getting mated 20 different ways. So queen b7, queen d8. Rook d2, now queen f8. And I mean, just again, just way too many threats everywhere for black here. So bishop f6, rook d7, rook b8. And yeah, now you get sauced. The king is so open. Okay, ding takes, and yeah, I mean you're just gonna be down 2 pawns, just technically winning here, for black. So very nice game by Ding, I guess. Very choppy though, and I'm kind of disappointed that Alireza didn't win this game, because king a1, like, this feels like a very Alireza kind of game, like very much about like thematic attacking, a lot of piece play, but he missed the king a1 move, which is, I guess, I mean, it is very hard to see in a quick game. I think in a slow game, king a1 is probably a pretty easy move to notice, but in a slow game, but bishop f3 does look very attractive, I must admit. Like, it fits with the theme here. It just fits, put the bishop attack. So it is very thematic. But king a1, I mean, in a slow game, I think probably Alireza would have found king a1. So, yeah. Brutal. So very tough second game for Alireza to lose that. So let's keep going. Let's see. Do we have game 3? Oh, we have them in mod chat. Okay, 1 second. Okay, game 3. Okay. 1 second. But yeah, it is what it is. Again, you guys, let's take a deep breath. I mean, we know there are going to be issues. We know that. I mean, every site's having issues. There's so many things going on because everyone's at home as well. So let's relax, everybody. Let's take a deep breath and keep going. How could a human ever see king a1? Again, king a1 is, I mean, it's a great move, but it's not a move that it's so finessed and deep that it's a move that, like, I think in a classical game probably every top player would find it, but you would need to think for like 5 minutes. You'd be like, okay, bishop f3, you calculate bishop f3, and it's like, wait, are there any other moves? Can you use the pin? And then you're like, there's king a1, of course, because you have rook d4 and knight e4. So I mean, it's just, I mean, I think in a slow game most top players would find it, but in a blitz game where you don't have much time, think of Hat Rocks for the 6 months. Why did Magnus allow the checkmate? I think he didn't see that it was made. I think he's just like, okay, whatever, I'm just playing it. Okay, so there we go. This should be game 3. Game 3 was the ridiculous game, I think, right? This was the one where you don't want, yeah, this is the one where you don't want to be using the engine, right? Yeah, I saw a little bit of this game, not much. So, okay, so Alireza plays this knight b6 move. I think that's very weird. I think, what's his name? The candidate bro did this. What's his name? Alexienko. He played this knight d7, knight b6 idea against Sergei Karyakin in the Isle of Man. Maybe not on move 3, but he played this in some. I need to take a deep breath and relax. I think Alexienko played this against Karyakin very deep in the Isle of Man event, and he won a very long game. So bishop g2, bishop f5, and now this for sure is the game Karyakin Alexienko. Knight bd2, c6, c4. How's it going, GM Naroditsky? Hope you're having a great afternoon. Hope all is well. Knight b6. This is what Alexienko, he played this against Sergei. And one other thing that I'll point out about this tournament as well that's important to note is some of these players definitely are coming from the candidates. So even if they haven't been necessarily reviewing chess, they studied a lot of chess in advance of it. So to me, Alireza playing this line that I think is slightly dubious against Ding is questionable, because Ding obviously looked at this line for Alexienko before the candidates. So to me, it's a little bit iffy playing this against someone who's already looked at the games of Alexienko because of the candidates tournament. So bishop g6, queen e2, knight f6, rook d1, bishop b4 here, knight e5. I mean, this looks great for white. And I'd probably bet good money that this was all preparation for Alexienko for the candidates that Ding did. So rook b1 castles, knight b3. I mean, this is already the dream. You're down a pawn, but you've got great center. Getting knight c5, bishop on c3 is awkward. You've got such control. You even can play bishop a3. This is just a dream. So queen e7, bishop g5. Is that actually not best? Rook d3 maybe is better. Okay, hard to play. Queen a3. And this must be just lost for black. This looks absurd. Queen a3. Feels like there's got to be some attack, some sort of attack here for white. So knight a4. Okay, h4. Wow, this just looks amazing. So c5, takes, and knight c4, and knight d2, and what am I missing? Isn't black just losing a queen here? Okay, h5, gaga. What am I missing? I'm confused. Okay, rook f3. Okay, wait a second. There had to be something cleaner than this. Actually, why do you take on h7? You should take on f7, because by taking on h7, you create a shield around the king. Like, this pawn stops all your attacking ideas. Taking on f7 and just going like rook f3 and bishop h3. I mean, this is just easy. This is just routine. Just routine. Very weird. Okay, so he took on h7. f3, c3, a3 takes. Okay. Okay, so now there's some tricks. It's still, I'm sure this is still winning for white, but now there are definitely some tricks. So, okay, bishop f1. Of course, you have to stop d3 here. He goes rook d8, obviously. e5. And yeah, already this is kind of hard for white to win, because even though the king is open, kind of, this connect 4 is very strong. You can't really move the queen, because then he's going to go c2, c1, or d3, d2, d1. So there's a lot of danger here for white. Okay, so g4. Grishuk also said f7. Yeah, I mean, taking on h7 is just completely insane. Okay, so what is king f1? I mean, white should be winning here, but you need to have some oomph. You need to like, you need to go for the kill right away. Like, I don't know what king f1 is. I would even play g5 before king f1. Okay, takes rook c4. Okay, now g. What is queen c1? Just g5. Takes and queen e2, right? What am I missing? I'm confused. I mean, because now after king g7, yeah, because now after g5 f5, white's probably still winning, but now it gets very, very messy, and you actually risk losing here. Like, takes e4, h3, e3. Oh, okay, f6, king g8. Oh, and you have king g2. Again, an impossible move for a human to find with queen h1 and checkmate on h8. Like, completely impossible. Completely impossible. Like, I mean, computers are just ridiculous. Computers should be banned from playing chess. That's so disgusting. Just ignore it. King g2. So insane. Wow. So he plays f5, and then Ding plays g6, fe4. Yeah, now, because now after rook h3, e3, it's a little bit different. You don't have the two pawns. You can take. Okay, and apparently you're winning after king e2. Like, I mean, what is this? What is this? d3 takes. King f7, king. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Thank you, Snaffle, for the tier 1. I mean, this is stupidest thing I've ever seen. Literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen. So, okay, so he doesn't do this. He gives up the rook, and then it's just a perpetual, right? Yeah, just a repetition, and it's a draw. Grishuk talked about that line using an engine. Oh, did Grishuk saw it too, and he was laughing? I mean, that's just ridiculous. This king e2. I mean, this is just too stupid. I mean, this is really so stupid. I mean, this is a king e2. Like, I mean, what is this? I mean, it's even better because after takes, you just go king d2, you ignore it. It's like, I mean, it's just, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, that's just, I mean, that's really funny. You play chess your whole life, and you still see some of these things that are just like, literally like make no sense at all sometimes. Anyway, so this game ended in a draw with this repetition. So I guess after that game it was still 2-1 for Ding. So let's take a look at the last game. This game I did not see at all. Okay, so this one e4. Okay, so Alireza had white in game 4, must win game. Doesn't it make sense to get your king off first rank so your queen can go in? Yeah, but I mean, to see king e2 takes and go king d2 is just ridiculous. Okay, so knight c6. So Alireza plays the Rui, Ding Liren plays the Berlin. Takes castles, knight d7, c3, h6, okay, knight d2, takes castles. This is a known line. I think this was a line that Vichy kind of invented. I played Magnus earlier, Eddie Barber. Unfortunately, I lost in the Armageddon game. It was 2-2 in the Rapid. I won 2, lost 2, and then I lost the Armageddon game. Okay, so knight b3, f5, e5, bishop e7. Okay, queen c2, and now after f4, this looks very unpleasant. Black's getting a knight on d5. You've got all kinds of open diagonals for the bishops. You can play g5, g4 eventually. Thank you to Trippin Row for the sub with Prime. Thank you so much. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so knight b3, f5, f4, knight c5, queen d5. Nice move by Ding. Queen c3. He just takes. I don't know if I like this. I guess it makes sense though. Takes and bishop e6. Now already black is clearly better. White has nothing to do. Thank you to Eddie Barber for continuing the gifted sub from Fiery Scribe. Thank you so much. Already very unpleasant. Black controls the light squares. Just g5, and it's going to be very, very tough for black or white to deal with. Knight d7, rook e1, key 8, bishop e2, bishop d5. Very solid from Ding. Just no nonsense. Now he takes the pawn. I don't know if I mean, rook f5 is a hard move to play as a human, but I do wonder if there's something just wrong with g5 here. Thank you to J Not Arst for the 18 months. Thank you so much. I was supporting you as a professional Twitch streamer before it was cool. Thank you to J No Tarst or J Not Arst. I'm not sure, but anyway, thank you for the 18 months. Thank you for all the support over the last year and a half. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So yeah, okay, so I mean g5 looks pretty obvious, but knight c5, I guess it's just like Ding's like, okay, you know what, fine, I'm not going to win the game, but I'm up a pawn. I'm always going to be able to simplify into a rook and pawn endgame, so you're never going to win. So c4, of course. Alireza goes knight d4. You could take, but the problem is, again, I mean, you can go rook b1 or even e6, but after rook f6, you're never going to win this game. It's just going to be a draw. So Alireza correctly decides to play knight d4. Takes rook e7, e6. Oh, you get some chances, though. So rook e8, e5, bishop takes e6, and splat. It's just a draw. Yeah, king f7, rook d7, rook e4, rook d6. Nice move by Ding. King g8, you take, and after rook b8, it's just all gone. It's just even if you win this pawn, even if you trade these two pawns, it's still going to be a draw because you're not going to be able to keep the knight and bishop on the board. So knight c6, bishop b3, and rook g6, and he plays on. Oh, but he just blunders rook b2. Oh, so Alireza actually could have made this game go on much longer. Objectively, not objectively, this is just a theoretical draw, but actually rook b6 is a very nice move by Ding, because the point is if you try to double on the 7th, I always just meet your rook with my rook. So wherever you go, I keep offering you the trade no matter what. If you go to c4, I can always just play rook f6, and then ideas with rook d1 and rook d2, and eventually white's gonna have to trade a set of rooks. So he played h4, and then here, of course, Alireza blunders with rook e4. But again, at this point, it's already all gone. I mean, you have to trade, and then 3v2. You can play this forever, but this is a theoretical draw. But he blunders rook e4, and now Ding doesn't even have to try. Just rook f2 and rook g6, and yeah, it's just a rook e4, rook f3, rook g4, and of course, it's just a draw. Thank you to Mixandro88 for the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So very, I felt like this match was pretty dry. Only one really messy game in that second game they played. The other three seemed pretty. Well, I guess game 3 was messy, but it should have been a clean sweep for Ding in that game. But I don't know, the games don't seem super dramatic. At least the Alireza games where he had white. So yeah, so Ding wins this match 2.5, 1.5, so he gets 3 points. I guess for most people that probably would come as something of a surprise, considering Alireza's been hot lately. He beat Magnus in the Banter Blitz last week, so it makes sense that people would expect him to be the favorite. Again, though, when he's played the matches online, excluding the Banter Cup, he's always had some slight issues. Like he had issues with Levon when he played him in the Speed Chess Championship, and I think he played something else I thought on Chess.com where he had issues. So I mean, I'm not shocked, and of course Ding is a very annoying he's a very annoying guy to play against. When Ding is like feeling good and he's in the zone, he's definitely a dangerous guy to face for sure. So it's not shocking to me that Ding won this match. It seems like he won this match pretty cleanly, objectively. He probably should have even won it by a bigger margin than he did. So what kind of issues? Well, like, I mean, sometimes Ding, like, for example, in the Grand Chess Tour, when Ding was playing, like, playing in India, he wasn't inspired, he wasn't interested. So, so I think it just depends. And obviously, Ding had to deal with this whole quarantine situation in Moscow as well, which obviously affected his performance in the candidates. You know, no doubt about that. 100% having to deal with quarantine certainly affected him. And I hope Ding is okay, because actually, I did briefly see the webcams before the game started, and it looked to me like Ding was kind of sniffling and sneezing a little bit. So I hope he's okay. I hope everything is fine for him back in. I think he's in China. So yeah, definitely. I hope he's okay though, because it looked like he didn't look great on stream when of the little bit that I saw of him. But I hope that he's okay, because obviously he's a great player, and everybody, we all want everybody to stay safe and not get sick in this time. So, okay, so Ding wins this match. He gets 3 points. So predictions for tomorrow, sure. Before I go and play some actual chess, I think let's predictions. Let's see who plays tomorrow, chat, 'cause I don't actually know right off. My tweet has 133 replies. Yeah. It happens. It happens. Anish plays Magnus, and Fabiano Caruana, let's not get his name wrong again, plays against Jan Nepomniachtchi. So, all right, let's see. Anish against MVL. I'm expecting. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be a whitewash one way or the other. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to put it out there. I think Anish is going to absolutely pound Maxime. I'm going to go for the big upset. I think Anish is going to have some really nasty prep for the match. And I think he's going to smoke Maxime. So I'm going to go for the big upset pick with Anish beating Maxime. That's what I'm going to say. And as far as Fabiano against Jan, I mean, I have to assume that Jan is going to win, just because Jan has played a lot more Blitz online. He's much more experienced, and Fabiano generally doesn't have great results in Rapid. Every so often he puts up a really big performance, but he doesn't seem consistent. He seems very up and down. So just based on that, I would have to say that Jan probably is going to be the favorite. But I think Anish is going to win. I think Anish is gonna pound MVL. So you heard it here first, that Anish is gonna pull off the big upset. So that's what I'm gonna say. But yeah. So I picked Giri and Nepomniachtchi to win tomorrow. So betting odds favor MVL by far. Yeah. Well, they should. I mean, MVL has much more experience, but I think Anish is gonna have some very nasty stuff prepped for MVL. So MVL is the best. I don't know anything. Again, I have this sneaky hunch that Anish is gonna have some nasty prep. I have that feeling. That's just my 2 cents. I could be completely wrong, but I'm gonna predict Anish to win, and I expect Jan to beat Fabiano. So yeah. So sneaky hunch. Yeah. I mean, if you had to bet, of course it makes sense to bet on MVL. I mean, it does. He's obviously much higher rated. I know nothing. Yeah, MVL's better than me. Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, stats would say otherwise, but hey, you know, so be it. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I think Anish is gonna pull it out though. So there you go. Anyway, yeah. Give us Blitz. You guys want Blitz? Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna play Blitz shortly. I'm sure not MVL. I'm sure that Anish is gonna he's probably watching the stream undoubtedly. Knowing Anish, I saw him lurking in Vita's chat the other day. I just have a feeling Anish is probably lurking, and he's gonna go tweet something in 5 minutes, or post something on Instagram. It's from my stream. He's gonna post it. It's Hikaru picking me to win. He's gonna put that in a story on Instagram or something. I guarantee there's gonna be something from Anish in the next probably maybe not 5 minutes, but someone's gonna say something. He's gonna like find the clip or something, and he's gonna post something. I guarantee it. I don't hate Fabiano. Fabiano is just very inconsistent. That's all. When he plays well in Rapid, he's unstoppable. But he doesn't seem to be consistent as much. So yeah. All right, let's go play some live chess. If live chess is even up. Yeah, let's play some live chess. Is it up? It is up. Okay, let's see who's online. Now that you said it, he won't. All right. Okay, so I'm putting out a couple challenges. Oh, chat wants me to put the schedule. Okay. Okay, you guys want the schedule of when I play? Okay, there's the schedule. I guess. Okay, it's cut off a little bit, but I think you guys can already see what it is. So I played Magnus today on Saturday, April 18th. On Monday the 20th, I play Anish Giri. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I can readjust the chessboard, can't I? Yeah, I can readjust the chessboard. So let's just make it bigger. 1 second. Okay, so chat. I think you guys can see it. I'll just put it up here temporarily. That is the schedule, you guys, for my matches in this tournament. So I played Magnus today. Obviously, on Monday I play Anish Giri. On Wednesday I play Alireza. On Saturday I get Thursday and Friday off, which is a little bit odd. On Saturday the 25th I play Jan Nepomniachtchi. On Monday the 27th I play against Fabiano Caruana. On the 29th, which is Wednesday, I play Ding Liren. And on Thursday, April 30th is actually a big day because everybody plays. So right now it's just 2 matches a day, but on Thursday, April 30th, there are going to be 4 matches. So on Thursday, everybody plays. Am I doing commentary on my days off? I think I'm only doing commentary on one of the days. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, but I will be doing commentary on one of the off days. So yes, the answer is I will be doing commentary. So, do I have a desire to crush Alireza? Again, you guys, as I've said many times, the goal is to get to the Final Four, and then the chips fall wherever they may fall. That's really all you can really try to do right now, because you can't win the tournament. You know, you can win every match, but that still only puts you in the top 4, and then you would have to perform after that. So the goal is just to be top 4. It doesn't really matter any order. Just get to the top 4, and then you see, you just see where the chips fall, basically. So that's my goal at the moment. My goal is not to win. The goal is to finish top 4, and then see what happens.